Hey Leo, welcome. It's Meredith. I am here with a mid-month reading for July 2019. We are doing a Between the Eclipse reading, and we're using the Angel Tarot, Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, and Indigo Angel Oracle cards for the message. And I encourage you to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos as well. That way you get a full picture of what's going on in the energy atmosphere between the eclipses for you. So we're going to start with the solar eclipse. That occurred on the 2nd of July alongside a new moon. Both happened in the sign of Cancer, which opened up a gateway, a portal, as eclipses do, and ushered in or eclipsed in a lot of healing energy, loving, caring, nurturing, self-care. All this energy came rushing through that solar eclipse, and we want to take a look at the joy in it for Leo and the potential challenge in it as well. So our joy card, oh, this guy, the Knight of Swords. He's considered dramatic in the Angel Tarot. I would say that's a fair assessment of his energy. He's on a mission. He never quits. He does get tunnel vision. He does not always look into the periphery. He often doesn't ask questions until much later, if at all. So the Knight of Swords in a joyful position for the solar eclipse for Leo it's actually a pretty positive thing. Leo prefers action and movement and resolution. Things left up in the air and undone for Leo feel like loose threads and bookmarks that will hang out there in an uncomfortable style. So the Knight of Swords would rush in and just settle all that business, and having that come through the eclipse for Leo is positive. So some things that might be just kind of hanging out there in the ether unresolved will get resolved because of the eclipse. It may still take a bit of a process and a serious healing look at oneself to settle it, but that's the feeling there. Now, the other thing is that knights convey messages between cards. We like to know where they came from and where they're going to. So that's what we'll check out first. Where did the Knight of Swords originate? I've got two cards here. Interesting. Okay. We have the star and the moon. So we have dreams and we have hope here. So coming from dreams, coming from the star follows the tower. I tell you that every time we turn it over. It's walking out of the debris field of the tower. So this is good for Leo. If we've got the Knight of Swords coming out of the debris field of the tower that had fallen, whenever that fell for you, Leo, into the star, which means that the Knight of Swords had moved into manifestation, following one's heart, following one's guiding star. Probably I could push these up so you can see them better. And then we have the moon. So we have manifestation, then we have the moon, which is intuition, heightened intuitive gifts, and something unknown becoming known. So this follows the theme of what I'm picking up here off the Knight. Leo is settling some unresolved business, and I do feel that it's strongly centered in the heart space for relationship to self, because in prior monthly readings, Leo has been kind of sitting on a bench in a bit of a wait and see pattern, not necessarily making a move or taking an action, which is hard for the Leo personality to do. To be the witness, to be in stillness, it's not natural to their character. So here we have the moon and the star. We have the Knight. There's energy in motion. This feels satisfying and fulfilling to Leo every single time, and it feels as if you're working off your intuitive gifts, however they present for you, and you are beginning to intuitively sense, hear, feel, know that your manifestations are blossoming, which has you ready to hop on your horse and go. However, the other intuitive feeling here is that because you're on a different kind of foundation now, and you are much more heart-centered on your own happiness, there is a level of allowing and accepting within Leo that there never has been before. You're experiencing that at an energetic level that you've not ever known. So now you become much more like Leo the lion, sort of lying in wait, but not staring at prey, just getting a real good lay of the land, and then moving in the direction of happiness. Also looking into the periphery, not so much tunnel visioned like the Knight of Swords. So that's something to be mindful of, but you're getting a much broader view of things, and there is a greater sense of acceptance. Most especially because you do intuitively sense your manifestations are blossoming. I still feel that there is a little bit of impatience here with Leo, but that's all right. It's also part of Leo's character to be slightly impatient, but it's because of your enthusiasm. Okay, now we want to know where the knight is headed. Where's he going? Okay. Oh, this is kind of fascinating. We get the Leo card. The Strength card. This is exactly what I was just talking about. There is a temperance on this card, and there is a temperance within Leo. This period of time in prior monthly readings where we've seen Leo kind of sitting on the bench, out of the action, not making a move, this has tempered Leo's energy, but in a really positive way. There's no rushing, there's no pushing, there's no forcing or controlling or any of that. And instead, there is the sunny disposition of Leo, ready to take action in exactly the right moment, but in a fair, balanced, intuitive way, in harmony with the goals and dreams that you have held in your heart space for a long period of time. And with the Strength card there, it speaks to your endurance. It speaks to your wild and free spirit. And so while you may stay in stillness for a bit longer, whatever that is for you, it does not take away from the freedom and liberation that you are now feeling as it is embodied in this Knight of Swords. Whoa. Boy, that's a load coming in the joy, in the energy of joy from the solar eclipse. Let's take a look at the potential challenge for Leo in that, and we have the Fool. Innocence. Yeah, I can see that. There is a theme that is coming out of these eclipse readings, and it's that we are all a little bit inexperienced in a new place, in a new realm, and while we're inexperienced there, we're not treating that in any kind of fearful way. We're just really allowing it, which is great. And there's a message on the Fool card of not having any concern for consequences. I don't necessarily feel that here in the case of Leo, because the tower came down. You had to rebuild. You had to follow your intuition, follow your heart, which was really hard to do, but you had to dig deep for your truth and your strength and your own temperance, become a witness to what was happening rather than becoming egoically, fearfully engaged. And you had to sort of wait the energy out until you were harmonized within your own self, and then that was contributing to the ripple effect. And that's happened, and now you're on a new path, a new journey, which is exciting and wonderful. It feels like an adventure. The challenge in that, though, is to experience some of the more complicated energies of the Knight of Swords, where you have a tendency to rush in your enthusiasm, excitement, and anticipation. And that has you headed off a cliff almost every single time. So that's the potential challenge there. You're less concerned with consequences because you're more in harmony with allowing and accepting, but old habits of rushing in, feeling a need to pursue or control or modify the situation. That could come from the Fool card. So just keep it in mind, keep it in consideration, and my guides say stay on top of it. Stay on top of your intuition, and whatever is in front of you on your path with the Fool, run that through the star as well. Is this in alignment with my goal, my dream, and my intention? If it isn't, course correct, self-correct. All right, let's move on to the upcoming lunar eclipse. That should be happening around the 16th, 17th of July. And the joy in it for Leo is Queen of Pentacles. Comfort, good. You could use some. This is the mother of resource. Self-mastery here with abundance, and abundance of all kinds. Joy, happiness, love, laughter, bliss, all of it. Financial too. And the Queen of Pentacles brings us the message of bearing witness to the reward of prior effort in the now, and maintaining that vision for the oncoming as well, so that what you're doing in the now contributes and benefits your potential oncoming. It's wonderful to see that there. It shows that you're in a good cycle of giving and receiving with your own self. You're managing your energy well. You are not giving from a diminished or an empty cup. You are definitely giving from an overflow, and that is creating a lot of reward for you. Also, I feel that there is more resolution, more settling of old business here with the Queen, and that comes through the other end of this portal of eclipse from solar to lunar. There's going to be a greater sense of personal freedom and comfort on the other side of the lunar eclipse for Leo. And let's see what the potential challenge is there. 9 of Cups. Yeah, the potential challenge there is embracing the blessings that are on offer to you. This over here has been quite complicated for a long time for Leo. And so in the foundation that you are now standing on, you have faith in that. You have a lot of energy for it. However, the complications of what went on over here that led you to where you are in the now has you sometimes doubting and trusting that these blessings are real. You may feel like you got to pinch yourself or ask the person standing next to you, is that really happening right now? You know, Leo, you're feeling like you might not exactly trust this process, but this is fulfillment. It's emotional fulfillment, it's happiness, it's satisfaction, and it's all of your own creation and making. You can trust that. This is the very thing. The star has led to this right here. This kind of fulfillment. Believe in that. Trust that. Have the endurance and the strength to continue believing in that and following your intuition toward it. Especially if you're on a new path and a new adventure and you can't quite ascertain how exactly that's going to turn out. You have to trust your own heart space that you're going to choose your way through it in a way that is fulfilling and satisfying. Okay, the next card is from Sacred Traveler Oracle deck, and the question put to the cards was simply, how is Leo traversing the now moment between the eclipses? And you got view from above. Get the big picture. This is so perfect because you have the Knight of Swords over here. So this card confirms what was said over here. Be mindful of tunnel vision and instead get the bird's eye view. View from above. So whenever you need to pause in your journey, whenever you are feeling challenged, vexed, or frustrated, take a moment, slow everything way down, and expand your vision, and then come back into the star card. Come back into your intuition, your strength, and make sure that you are in harmony and alignment with what it is you are desiring to experience in your now moment and your oncoming. All right, last card of the reading comes from the Indigo Angel Oracle deck, and the question put to this deck was, what do the guides and angels of Leo wish to share at this time for the journey? And you get release, relax. You know what this is. This is the equivalent of our let go card. Just let go, go with the flow. Trust yourself. You're going to be just fine, Leo. You have all the resources within that you could ever need to see yourself through this eclipse experience. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe here on the channel. Leave a comment if you're guided. And I send you my blessings, joy, and peace and grace. Bye for now, Leo.